so much for joining us on Aesthetically Speaking today. And we're going to be talking about your skincare brand, Dermaclinical. But before we get into what the brand offers and how effective it is, I want to get up close and personal with you. You've been in the beauty industry for over 30 years, and I'd love to know a little bit more about that and what brought you to the point of formulating this skincare brand.
Gosh, it's thank you for saying 30 years because that's a lot less than it actually is, but that's great. Paola, I think started out with Clarins brand, international French brand, which is very beautiful and in the cosmetic space. So from a very early age, started working with them in Institute, and then really worked with the brand for the following 27 years and grew within the brand to the sort of general management position, and had a lot of interface with people from all over the world in the similar position. So it was really an amazing time. After a while, decided that it was time to take on more the entrepreneurship that I very much love, and started to bring in other people's brands into the country. Then one day got a very big wake-up call and said, this is ridiculous. I have all the know-how. I've got all of the contacts. Let me start bringing in a brand that has less of a cosmetic edge to it and much more of a dermaceutical type of edge to it. And at that point, I was sort of in my 40s. Friends and myself were looking for things that were a little bit more concentrated, and we were starting to see doctors for aesthetic treatments, etc. And it was a matter of, right, let me embrace the time that I'm in, but at the same time, carry on my learning, which included, I mean, the cosmetics, the makeup I knew. I then went into some hair, which was an interesting one to play with, and also some consult on franchising. So really wanted to overall really take care of it. But my absolute passion was working with entrepreneurs and training and influencing young people coming into industry. So still today, I'm very, very much involved in doing that.
And that's wonderful. Looking at Dermaclinical, and it is medical grade skincare, would I be correct in saying that it reflects the philosophy of integrative medicine or functional medicine? Because you have to go to the root cause of whatever the symptom is. And that's what you do, really. Can you just go into that for me and explain to the viewers how this works? The cause of symptoms has to be understood and targeted.
Absolutely. So you cannot handle any major skin problem without handling it from the inside. So from the very beginning, we said gut protocols in general have to be part of that. And obviously the liver is part of the gut, and the liver is the axis between the liver and the skin is huge. If you don't have a healthy gut and you don't have a healthy liver, and the body isn't healthy, you can't look healthy. Your skin can't be, as an organ, the health that it needs to be. We have to work a 360 approach, starting with the gut and
So let's
inside
just go into that. And of course, what you're saying is true because our skin reflects your health. Dermaclinical has the 360-degree approach, which you've just mentioned. And it includes home care, gut protocol, in-clinic protocol, and supplementation. So if you can unpack that for us, obviously the home would be your products that you use at home.
Correct.
And then,
so if you go to a hairdresser and you have a beautiful perm, let's say, if people still do that, and I certainly need it, I think. But if you have a perm, you can't go home and use something that you've just bought out of the supermarket.
Yeah.
You need something to really continue with that beautification of hair on a daily basis. So the same thing with skin. You can't go and have a laser treatment in the clinic and go home and continue using soap water and a little bit of sort of basic skin. So you need to sort of prolong the effect and continue the results of what you've just expedited in clinic at home. We use the four-pronged approach is what we do. So in clinic is to expedite what we're trying to do.
yes.
The gut is to make sure that you have the proper foundation when it comes to the health of the body from an inflammation perspective.
Yes.
The inflammation is obviously the root of all disease, including skin disease.
Yes.
So that's important. That's the second thing. And the third thing is to go home with products to continue working on that skin development that we're trying to get. And the fourth thing is obviously to feed the body at cellular level whatever fuel it requires to make sure that we can get the results that we're wanting. Not only, I mean, the beautiful skin is a byproduct of what we do, which is healthy body. We have to do that 360 approach to get to the point that we want to get to.
Because obviously after 40, everything starts depleting, and a young person might be on a healthy diet and might be getting all the nutrients that they require to have that beautiful skin. But after that age where you start depleting in just about everything, including collagen and certain nutrients, hormones start having imbalances, then you need that supplementation. Because what we want to do is we are living longer and you want to increase the health span, not necessarily
the lifespan.
The health span should be living longer, but you don't want to be living with disease or pain or discomfort. You want to be living, and I think this is where anti-aging comes in. The term is just, it doesn't do us justice because we all age, but you want to age with health. So let's go back to the home protocol then would require your beautiful products. Could you tell us a little bit more about where you source the ingredients? Because this is what is important about medical grade skincare, is the quality of ingredients.
And the concentration of it.
And the concentration.
Just to sort of leap all the way back, the first thing that we do when we look at a skin is we use an ultrasound device called the Dermaclinical. It comes from Denmark. And we ultrasound the skin right through, all the way down to sort of fascia level. And we're able to see what's underneath that. Obviously, dermatologists are going to look at that if there's a tumor in the way so that they can cut correctly. But what we're doing is looking at that barrier of that epidermis, and we're looking at the strength of that dermis insofar as the collagen, the elastin, and the gags. The gags is the jelly inside the matrix of the skin. All of those are scaffolds. It's important to see how much scaffolding that skin has to hold it up and to be a robust, healthy skin. Our job is then to go into something called the dermis system. We put people on a dermis system in clinic, and we do that for 30 days. It's a home care protocol. And after 30 days, they can come back again, and we can't manipulate an ultrasound. It's like when you're having a pregnancy. You can't manipulate that. We rescan, and we're able to see the difference in the skin within the 30-day period. So that's our promise. That skin has to be healthy first before we start playing around with anything else. We cannot lie a person on a bed in a clinic and go straight into a heavy peel without first knowing what exactly is in front of us. And our eyes, unfortunately, can't see through skin. You can touch it, you can feel it, you can see how compromised it may be, but you don't know the health of that skin. So we first look at that. We then get that skin to true health. Obviously, to help us along that journey, we would go gut, we would go supplementation on whatever it is that we needed. So when it comes to ingredients, we're going to give to source the ingredients that are going to work on a specified skin issue. I'm an absolute fan of a patent. So a big ingredient house comes to me and says, Deb, we've got this product, it's ingredient, it's a patent, you should look at it. We start to play. I usually grab it with all my fingers, my toes, my arms, everything that I can, my teeth, and we take on that patent. So we love peptides. I mean, it's a thing. We do love exosomes, we do love phytosomes, liposomes, any of those incredible ways to get great ingredients in the skin. Pointless using marketed ingredients, TikTok ingredients, and nothing against those platforms. But what I don't do is put products together based on a marketing fad. A lot of people will come and ask me, but why aren't you launching something with that ingredient? Because it smells like a wet dog, it's too large to penetrate, there's no exosome existing or whatever. There just isn't a way to get that ingredient in the skin to have a transformative effect. If it doesn't transform, we don't launch it. So no matter what happens with any ingredient, they formulate it and compound it at the ingredient level or concentration level that's going to have a transformative effect. Don't give me ascorbic acid. I can use a tetravitamin C at a 20% level and have a huge transformation. I don't want it to just look good on the inky, which is the ingredient list at the back of the jar. I want it to physically work, and only then will the consumer come back and rebuy it and rebuy it. And this has been the premise of what we do. If it doesn't transform and it doesn't make skin healthy, we don't go there.
And you obviously then you rely on the clinical trials.
Absolutely. We do clinical trial. Obviously, all the ingredients we have what's called a PIF document per product, the product information file. In that file, it has to have every little bit of information: how it's manufactured, how the claims are made, are there clinical trials around that claim, and only then can we with blood in our hearts export that product into other markets. Those health establishments want to see that this product is going to be healthy for the human, either consumption or application. So it's really important that we have all that information at hand before we go any further.
All right. And then I just wanted to go through, just for the viewers, so different ranges on offer are very extensive. But it's not like you've got 120 products per range. It's not like that at all. You've got My Skin Brighter, Protected, Calmer, Cleaner, Clearer, My Skin Solution. You target every area of that might have an issue. What fascinated me is your supplements again, because there are many products here. And we've spoken about menopause on this platform and the various discomforts and symptoms that you get with menopause. There's one particular product that targets women who cannot be on HRT, cannot take estrogen, and that is ultrafine. Could you just go through some of the ingredients and why it's so effective?
Okay, so our entire range of supplementation are all to do with fueling the particular engine of the body that we're trying to deal with. For instance, if somebody wants glutathione because it has a brightening effect of the body, it's a master antioxidant, we don't say there's glutathione, off you go, because for me that's like a cake, a full cake, eat it, and that's the end of that. The next day you've got no more cake. So what we do is fuel the body. The liver makes its own glutathione. We'll give you the selenium you need, the methionine you need, the vitamin Bs you need, etc. The actual fuel for the engine to make the glutathione. In this case, we're talking about the liver. Yes. So everything we do are the precursors to a particular fuel set of a particular machine in the body. Yes. It's naturopathic. So all of the ingredients are naturopathic in the Ultras range. Ultrafem was a completely selfish one because I was one of those people who couldn't do HRT, can't take estrogens, and obviously you start and had a very early hysterectomy. So very quickly, I was looking in the mirror and saying, "What? I'm aging quickly. I need to do something about it." Besides the hot flashes and all of the drama that lay.
That lack of estrogen has a direct effect on your skin.
Your skin it just wants estrogen. So I started to look, came across a fantastic lab that works naturopathically, with the same concepts as I have, which are the precursors to health. Yes. And I kind of said, I want black cohosh, I want dark quai, I need some sage, I need some red clover. Boom, 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 boom. Yes. Obviously, having done that research, up until then, I had gone off and sort of purchased one of every sort of ingredient off the shelf. Yes. You don't want to take 15 different supplements on a minute basis. That one supplement,
you want it in one.
Ultrafem absolutely saved the day. Because being a person who presents in front of groups, male, female, whatever, you can't have this slow rise and this huge sweat and this redness, etc. I'm not saying it completely obliterated it, but it most certainly made it manageable. As a businesswoman, to stand in front of groups and to work with entrepreneurs, super important, and it saved the day. A huge selling product for us because it works. Yes. And even if you are on HRT, it can assist from a natural perspective. Okay. Naturopathic ingredients don't ever take place of what medicine does. It just adds to, and it just makes the whole transformation a whole lot more.
There's also another one which is incredibly important, and it's called Sleep and Slim, because your sleep cycle and deep sleep are integral to how your metabolism works. Just explain that.
Okay, so obviously everyone has some REM sleep, and some people wear the watches to the health watches to sleep, and they go, well, I only had like 3 minutes of REM sleep. And scientifically, we know clinical studies show that during REM sleep is when you burn brown fat, or deep fat. And so after, it's not a product to get you to sleep. It's a product that will help you stay asleep, but increase the REM cycle of sleep. So it's not something for insomniacs. It's there to increase REM sleep, to burn fat in that time. The fantastic thing about it, the type of ingredients that we use is ashwagandha. There's all kinds of fabulousness in this and there. If you're on holiday and you like to eat and you have cocktails and you're nourishes and you're having pina coladas on a minute basis, you know that you're going to take sleep and swim at night, and you're going to, after that holiday, not have put on a kilogram, regardless of what you do. And that's why we love it. Okay, so it's even when you're binging and you're having holiday, you're just letting loose and you're not really taking care. That helps. But on a daily basis, it's brilliant. And you, after 3 months, that shape, your body's shape is coming in, because all of that deep line fat, which is dangerous fat, is starting to be burnt up, which is what REM sleep does.
Okay, so continuing on that path of burning fat and that, the supplement that I want to mention is the amino body.
It's also a fantastic product.
That's in a powder form.
Powerful. It's based on a bovine extract, and bovine from the hide of the cow.
Yes.
It's byproduct of the meat industry. Ours comes from Brazil, grass-fed but pasture-fed, because grass-fed can be in a cage. So pasture-fed bovine. It has 18 essential minerals and that you need. And what we have is, obviously, it's broken down through hydrosylation into peptides, which are short chain amino acids. We then enzymatically take it further, break it down into amino acids. Then the laboratories are saying, right, what are we powering up? Are we doing osteoblasts, which is the bone collagen producer, fibroblasts, the skin, the chronoblast? What exactly are we firing up, and what does that engine require from a feed perspective? So in the body, we've got certain elements that are going to be going into that product to stimulate the creation of natural collagen from the muscle, the bones, and the joints. Okay, so we get a lean muscle effect because we're firing up the machinery that creates collagen within those things. So what people need to understand is that collagen is made all over the body, different types. So in your eye, you're going to need silk threads. In your skin, you're going to need gauze threads of collagen elastin. In your bone, you need steel. In your fascia, you need fibers. All the different motors are making different types of collagen, and we feed them. This is why we have different products in our collagen range.
This amino body would target the
muscle, bone, bone, and joints.
Yes. And not to be confused with your collagen.
They both collagens, and our skin one is for hair, skin, nails, and it's going to target fibroblasts.
Hair, skin, and nails.
Yeah, so it's quite different, the concept that we have, and reason why we have an amino acid, it's incredibly tiny. It's the smallest molecule of a protein. Yes. It goes in tiny through the gut wall. There is no expensive toilet time, because there are some products in the market like that. We really are able to get to the target, which is what's required. Yes. And remember, skin is not just on the outside. It's also everywhere else, on through the body. Yes. So it's going to really work from a menopausal perspective.
Absolutely.
For women that have body skin issues.
And remember, we lose muscle as we age, so this is important.
So the body one is for the muscles, and the skin one
muscle mass.
Yeah.
Yes, I know what I wanted to talk about was the extemporaneous compounding. That is a very unique concept that you have within Dermaclinical. Just explain from a layman's perspective. It's really adding to a base product. It's adding a concentrated product.
Yes. So if I take all of our what we call coats, which are moisturizers, we're not cosmetic, so we don't have a one for day, one for night. The coat is the coat, day and night.
Okay.
Instead of us then taking R&R Advanced Cream, in this case, it's youth product for people that are aging.
Yes.
Instead of making 4 different variables on this texture, we're able, for instance, to just have an emulsion. And if we have an extremely dehydrated skin, we could add in some hyaluronic or some sodium hyaluronic.
Okay, and you do this in clinic?
Literally in front of the client as she's got it. So we tailor-made her product bespoke to her.
So somebody comes in with hyperpigmentation.
Then we're able to add
in
some additives, which is, so we literally compound the additives into it. So pigmentation, or if somebody's incredibly dry and their skin's very compromised and their skins are flaking, we're able to put some essential lipids in it, which mimic the bilayers of the skin. Okay. For etc. If we're trying to titrate higher on a retinoid product, we're able to put in some retinoids into that product, so that we can get to the point that skin is really using the ultimate.
So we're talking about customized skincare for your unique
correct
skin.
And we love it. And our clinics love it. The doctors love it. they're able to really give a bespoke product for each individual. And as far as I'm concerned, that's how industry should be. Okay.
Yes. Targeting the whole and addressing all those, because we are complicated beings. We really are. Well, if there's anything else to be added, it's just, I think it's exciting getting to know about a brand that incorporates everything, that is ultimately reflected once you target everything in the body. It's reflected in our skin, because our skin tells a story. It tells if you're pale, you're sickly, you're not well. If you blush and you're happy, it shows your circulation is going.
Exactly.
So,
And I think that what's super important is women are coming in now, and a lot of pigmentation has become the new wrinkle. Hyperpigmentation is the new wrinkle. I think in the 80s it was all about aging. People are not coming in now. When you say, what is your main concern? They don't say, I'm old. They say, no, I would like to just look like I've swallowed a globe. I want to look so radiant. I want to look so healthy. So very few women are saying, look at the depths of my wrinkles. They're almost embracing that they've got that you've got wrinkles around your eyes because you're a smiler. You've got wrinkles around your mouth because you're a smiler. You're a laugher. And people they understand that. Yes, there's ways to make that demise of beautiful skin slower, and that's what our job is, to make it much more graceful. But there is a huge drive at the moment against or about pre-aging. So we've got 24, 25-year-olds which are starting the Botox process, starting the anti-age process, which is brilliant. And this is one of the things that we don't do in this range. We don't say this product is for 20-year-olds, 30-year-olds, 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds. That is for me a marketing thing, and it's fine that people do it. We don't. When we scan your skin and it looks like a 40-year-old skin health, but you're only 17, we're handling what we see in front of us. If you are 100 years old and you have acne, we're handling acne. If you are pigmented, whatever the age you are, we're handling pigmentation. We also have people say, but is it a South African brand? Because, we're South African skins, and South African brands will understand South African skins. That in itself is also a marketing concept, in my opinion. Sorry to offend anyone. But at the end of the day, if you are living in Belgium or South African or England and you have acne, we're dealing with the skin in front of us, not specifically your age, not specifically your gender, or your lifestyle. We're going to handle the skin in front of us. And that's a point of difference that I believe we have as well.
And the goal is to make it healthy and functional.
Yes. Let's handle however big we need to go. Let's do that. Stick with us. We're going to get your skin to the transformation that you're wanting.
Well, that's food for thought. Thank you so much for joining me
Thanks,
again.
It was super to sit with you.
That was lovely. Thank you.
Take care.